What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've got another quick video for you today. We're going to talk real quickly about how to set up and install your Damond Motorsports water outlet. This would be in the case of you are eliminating your EGR and you're just going to use this water outlet to get water to all the places where the stock valve used to do the job. So we're going to get into it real quick here, and I'll walk through how to set it up, at least in my scenario, but you're gonna have to pay attention to what water lines you need for your own specific scenario, and then how to actually put it on the car. So let's get into it. All right, now having a look at our water outlet right here. You can see this is where our new Damond Motorsports water outlet unit will be going. All right, so having a look at our stock water outlet, the EGR is usually here. And so we need to have this coolant that runs to the turbo. Then this heater hose goes to this bottom one. We're going to have to move our coolant temp sensor over to the new unit. From there, I believe this goes to the throttle body. So we don't need this anymore because we're not going to run coolant in the throttle body anymore. This is our main radiator. And then we have two on the bottom that are a mystery to me at this moment. Oh, that is this one right here that goes over to the thermostat housing for the big one. And one last small one I'm not quite sure about. And the answer is the one down here on the bottom went to the throttle body, and this one actually goes to your coolant reservoir. So now we know that we need all these outputs plus one on the back, except we don't need this one anymore. So we can get rid of one of the big ones right here by the main outlet. Alright, so we just determined that we need this one, so we have that. We need this one, so we have that. And this one down on the bottom, we don't need because that's what went to the throttle body. So we're going to block one of these right here. We do need the one towards the top. And we have that one. So we can go ahead and block this second one right here too. Get our sensor out of this guy over here. That looks like a deep well. Just like that. Okay. Alright, so let's do a comparison here one more time. Get ourselves lined up. We have this one, we have this one, so that's two. We don't need one of these out the front, so we block those off. We do have this one up on the top if we need it. And that's going to run into the coolant sensor if I tighten it, so probably should have thought of that first. Matt was kind enough to send us extra fittings, bungs, etc. that we needed. And so normally for reference, this guy would be attached here, like this. And so it would be kind of out this way. So right here would be our ideal location. This is MPT. I'm going to put some Teflon tape on it. Don't have anything else handy. Hopefully that will seal. If not, we'll know soon. Alright, hopefully this thing will be sealed up and work. All we need is our gasket, which Matt was nice enough to send us a brand new one of those. And our bolts to hold this thing on. Gotta love these gaskets. They're designed to hold your bolt in place. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge to wiggle back in there because it goes in between the fuel line. If anything, we can take the fuel line off if we have to. Do a bit of a crisscross here. So here's essentially what our finished product is. And I'm doing this job as a part of a bigger job, so you know it should kind of be common knowledge. If you're doing this job, you know how to take out the battery box, and you know how to take out your inlet pipe, you know, which is going to be in your way. If you can see here too, where I've eliminated my EGR, this is sort of a hack that I've come up with as well, off of the advice of other folks, in order to avoid having an EGR check engine light. And I'm really just going to kind of fold this over and zip tie it like sort of upside down in this space right about there, just like that. So, and then that'll leave room for my inlet and everything else. But that's our finished product as far as the water outlet. Now I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff back in here that goes back in this space, get some coolant in the system, get everything pressurized, and make sure I don't have any leaks. So I got everything back together, and now we've got it running. And we're going to want to bring it up to the normal thermostat opening temperature, which if you're running an OEM thermostat, that's going to be 180 degrees. So I'm just watching my access port to see that we get the temperature up to that. And I'm going to follow basically the normal coolant bleeding procedure, because I actually drained all the coolant out to do some other work that I was doing anyway. So we're going to get it up to temperature, and then we're going to make sure we don't have any leaks. We'll be keeping an eye on our coolant reservoir right here. We're looking at the bottom of it to make sure that it doesn't get all pulled out. We don't have any left in there, because as the thermostat opens, it's going to pull out that coolant, and we should want to keep filling it up until we make sure we have enough to where we're right at this line right here. We don't want to go over that line, because then when it pumps back out of the engine, it'll overflow. So we got everything back up to temperature, and I did discover I had one leak off the back of that new water outlet, and that was just because I didn't put one of the plugs in. So it came pouring out of there as soon as I got it up to temp. So I had to take it back apart and put another plug inside that, and now we're good to go. So that is a quick look at how you install your Damond Motorsports water outlet. And if you're interested in what I did for that EGR hack, please check out one of my other videos on my continued PO300 diagnosis. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you found any of this information useful, please give me a like and choose to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.